Hola, hola a todos. Bienvenidos a mi canal. Soy Marsha Robinson Smith y tengo conmigo en el programa hoy la señora Oslady. Es profesora de español. Oslady, dinos un poquito de ti misma.
Em, Buenas tardes, buenos días, según el horario. Yo soy profesora, mi nombre es Oslady Nieves Solís, profesora de inglés por 30 años en mi país, Cuba, actualmente trabajando como profesora de español en Jamaica.
Qué bueno. Ok, como yo, Oslady es profesora de español e inglés. All right, so she's a teacher of Spanish and English. So she's been teaching English for 30 years in her country, Cuba. Now she's teaching Spanish in Jamaica. All right, students. So today we are going to be focusing on some oral questions in all 6 categories. So we'll be looking at 10 questions per category. So the focus of this lesson today is to help you prepare with your responses. Sometimes I'm sure that some of you are tired of the usual expressions that you have. So today we're going to help you to give some innovation into your answers, all right? And so you can make it very easy, the transition easy for you when you are actually doing your CSEC Spanish oral exams, which is coming up very soon. It starts the 15th of April, right? Yes, so I'm going to share my screen. Oslady is going to ask the questions and I will look at the responses and we may alternate. Questions and answers to CSEC Spanish paper 3, your orals. All right, let's jump right into it. All right. So here we are going to begin with look at the objectives, of course. So I'll do this one. In today's session, you will practice possible ways of answering 10 questions each from the 6 themes, and you're going to do some pronunciation exercises. Oslady will identify the themes for us. So the themes are?
Number 1, sports and recreation. Number 2 is shopping. 3, home and family. 4, school and career. 5, daily routine. And 6, travel.
Excellent. All right, so now let us look at some tips to help you prepare for your oral exams. So number 1, regularly engage in speaking activities to build your confidence and fluency. Practice speaking about various topics related to the exam theme to become comfortable expressing ideas orally. Create flashcards with key vocabulary, phrases, and prompts related to the exam topics. Review them regularly to reinforce vocabulary retention and improve spontaneity in conversation. All right? 2 more tips to go. Record yourself speaking in Spanish and listen to the recordings. Pay attention to pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. Identify areas for improvement and work on them consistently. And the last one, on the day of the exam, students, please stay calm and confident. Take deep breaths to relax and focus on conveying your ideas clearly. Remember that mistakes are part of the learning process, so don't dwell on them. Stay positive and communicate to the best of your ability. Ahora vamos a empezar con what you think it's gonna be. Sí, con unas rimas. All right. Take it away for us, Oslady.
Yes. A, E, I, O, U. K, C, Si, Co, Cu. Mame, mi, mo, mu. Estoy bien como tú.
All right. So, Oslady is going to do it one more time, una vez más. You're going to listen and repeat after her, okay? Oslady.
A, E, I, O, U. K, C, Si, Co, Cu. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Estoy bien como tú.
Excelente. All right. How about this one?
Okay. Pablo habló. tío Clavo clavó, la leche él tomó, mi mamá me mimó.
Otra vez.
Pablo habló, tío Clavo clavó, la leche él tomó, mi mamá me mimó.
Excelente. All right, could you just do it one more time? And so, students, please try and repeat after us, lady, okay? Vámonos.
Pablo habló, tío Clavo clavó, la leche él tomó,
Excelente.
mi mamá me mimó.
Muy bien, estudiantes. Gracias, lady. All right, now some
Welcome.
trabalenguas.
Ana María, tía mía, toma agua de la vaca, traga mucho y come cola, tía bella Ana María.
Excelente. All right. And we're going to go to another one. But first, we want to hear you say this on your own. All right, gonna give you some seconds. Okay. Excelente. All right. Take it for us lady.
R con R, cigarro. R con R, carril. Rápido ruedan los carros cargados de azúcar al ferrocarril.
Muy bien. And students, I guess you noticed by now you are practicing in this one your R's. Excelente. All right. And the last one.
Ok. Pedro Paulo Pérez Pereira, pobre pintor portugués, pinta preciosos paisajes por poca plata para poder pasar por París.
Excelente. Muy bien. Now, students, remember you can always go back and, practice your pronunciation, okay? So now we're actually going to start with the questions. So the first area we'll be looking at is sports and recreation. En español?
Deportes y recreación.
Excelente. All right, sports and recreation. Now,
Deportes y recreación.
Excelente. Now our first question.
Okay, so we have, ¿cuál es tu programa favorito en YouTube?
Now try and answer this question, students. Very good. Muy bien. Now a possible response to this question could be, mi programa favorito es, for example, whatever the program is. Let's say mi programa favorito es Darman, porque me ayuda a whatever it is, or me encanta aprender nuevas cosas. All right, so you name the program. Mi programa favorito es. And pay attention, programa is not a feminine noun, it's a masculine noun. So that is why we have favorito. All right, and we don't say favorita. So mi programa favorito es. And you give the reason. Porque me ayuda, whatever it is, o me encanta aprender nuevas cosas. Excelente. Now let's look at another question.
Normalmente, ¿para qué tú navegas por la red, el internet?
Excelente. All right. So a possible response to this question could be, navego por la red para estudiar, investigar, o navego por la red para mantenerme o estar al día con lo que está sucediendo en todo el mundo. So, what is it saying? So you surf the net or social media for many reasons. It could be to study, to research, or you can say navigate to, keep abreast of what is happening in the world. All right, so look at the expression, mantenerme o estar al día con lo que está sucediendo, okay? To keep abreast or to keep up with what is happening in the world. All right, excelente.
cómo usas los dispositivos, artilugios para ayudarte en tus estudios.
Muy bien. So, estudiantes, if you hear the word utilizas or usas, they both mean the same. As you can look at, this is the cognate, all right, from the verb usar. And you know what it looks like. Excelente. Use, all right? So this is saying, how do you use dispositivos, artilugios? They both mean the same thing, devices. Okay, so what is the question asking? How do you use your devices to help you in your studies? Now let's look at some possible responses. So what do you do? Could you take that for us, lady?
Los uso para buscar información sobre temas que no entiendo. Utilizo mis dispositivos para ver videos explicativos sobre temas que no entiendo.
Excellent. And students, I hope you have been doing that. Use your devices to help you in your learning, all right? So if you don't understand something, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Google. So many educational apps are out there to help us improve, all right? Excellent. So what is this saying? I use them to find information about topics that I don't understand, or I use my devices to watch explanatory videos about topics that I don't understand. All right? Very good. Muy bien. Next question.
¿Piensas que el internet es una distracción para los jóvenes? Explica.
All right, so a question like this may come up, and you have to be prepared, students. So, do you think the internet is a distraction? Explain. Is that distraction for young people? Explain that. So what possible explanations could you have? I'm going to put some ideas in your head, all right? As well as you can think about it too. So I'm going to give you some time to think, and let's see if you were thinking about some of what I have here. You can also type your comments in the chat as well, all right? Let's give you some seconds there. Excelente. Muy bien. So we are going to share. So you could say, pienso que sí, o pienso que no. ¿Por qué? And you explain. Or depende de cómo se utilice. La red tiene sus pros y sus contras. Puede ser una distracción si no se usa sabiamente. All right? So these are possible ways that you can begin answering this question. So if you think it's a distraction, you answer by saying pienso que sí. Or you can say creo que sí. No? All right. Or you don't, you can say creo que no or pienso que no. And you can also say depende. So it depends on how it is used. All right? Excelente. All right. Let's move on to some more.
¿Qué realizas? ¿Qué haces para mantenerte en forma y saludable?
So this question is asking what students? What do you do to stay in shape, right? And healthy. So realizas o haces both mean the same things. Son synonymous, okay? So if you hear realizas o haces, same thing. Good. All right, so let us look at a possible response for this one. Lady?
Practico deportes, hago ejercicio todos los días y como bien.
So that's a possible way of answering. What if you don't exercise every day? You can say that you exercise once a week. Hago ejercicio una vez cada semana, or hago ejercicio por 3 días o por 3 veces cada semana. ¿Ok? ¿Es correcto, profesora?
Yes, it is.
Ok, gracias. All right. Muy bien. Or you can, so practico, you can also say juego deportes también. Juego deportes. ¿No, profesora?
Más o menos practicar deportes, jugar alguna actividad referente a deportes, también.
Sí, ok, gracias. All right, so let's look at another question.
Para divertirte, ¿qué haces?
So what do you do What do you do for what? What do you do for entertainment? All right? Or what do you do for enjoyment? Okay, that's what the question is asking. Now, let's look at a possible response for this.
Escucho la música, platico, charlo, hablo con mis amigos, voy al parque, voy al cine para ver una película, voy de camping, but it means campismo, bailo, juego a los videojuegos, hago videos en TikTok porque me divierte mucho.
Excelente. So you see the different ways. Platico, charlo, hablo. They all mean the same thing. Platico, charlo, hablo. Yes, they are synonyms. Excelente. All right. So you can use up, remember, when you use up your vocabulary, don't use any simple vocabulary. That enhances, that enhances your points there. Yeah. So you have to use up your vocabulary. Okay, students? Excellent. So you listen to music or you chat. I know that we girls, we love to chat with our friends. You could go to the park or the cinema, right? Some of us go camping, of course. Boys love to do that. You can say, I dance, or you play video games, or TikTok videos is an in thing nowadays. Young people love TikTok, all right? Because it is a lot of fun. Excellent. Me divierte mucho. It is a lot of fun. That's what it is saying. All right. Vamos a continuar.
¿Qué te gusta hacer en tus ratos libres? ¿Qué te gusta hacer en tu tiempo libre?
So ratos libres o tiempo libre mean the same thing. Your spare time, free time. Let's look at some possible responses. Okay? What's lady?
Me gusta leer, estudiar, limpiar mi dormitorio, mi cuarto, enseñar, dibujar, jugar algún deporte.
Excelente. So these are things that we can do in our spare time, right? Yes. Excellent. And you can think of others. So type your comments and let's see. All right. And we can give a response. We'll give a response to see if you're correct or not. Okay. Please do communicate with us. Let's look at another question. Go ahead, us lady.
¿Cuál es tu pasatiempo favorito?
All right. So a possible response.
Mi pasatiempo favorito es cantar, bailar, dibujar, pintar, la pintura corporal, jugar al fútbol, cricket, voleibol, leer novelas, ver películas de acción, de terror.
Excelente. I know that the boys, los niños especialmente, they're the ones who love the action films and the horror movies, right? So to say action movies, we say películas de acción, or if it's horror movie, películas de terror, all right? So pintura corporal, what is that? What do you think this is? Type your comments. Excelente, muy bien. So that is body painting. Some of us like to do that. All right, body painting. And the boys, of course, football, cricket, volleyball, yeah, girls and boys, yes. And some of us love to read novelas románticas también. All right, so vamos a continuar.
¿A dónde te gusta ir para relajarte o por diversión?
So where do you go to relax or for entertainment, all right? Or for enjoyment? Let's look at some possible responses.
Me gusta ir a la playa, a las montañas azules para hacer senderismo.
Excelente. All right. Senderismo, that's hiking, okay? So hacer senderismo, that's what you say, to hike, okay? So I like to go to the beach, or I like to go to Blue Mountains to hike. Good. Next question.
¿Te gusta ir de vacaciones?
Look at this possible response.
Sí, porque es estupendo. Es emocionante. No me gusta porque es demasiado agotador. No es lo mío.
All right. So if something is not for you, there's an expression, no es lo mío. Okay, it's not my thing. That's what you're basically saying. Okay, all right. So now we are looking at another theme, and that is
De compras.
all right. So we are looking at shopping, of course. Go ahead, us lady.
¿Qué es lo que más te gusta comprar en las tiendas grandes? ¿Qué prefieres comprar?
All right. Muy bien.
Me
You can say,
encanta, me gusta, me fascina. Prefiero comprar ropa de moda, joyas, ropa y accesorios en las tiendas grandes.
Excelente. So students, try and use up the different words. Stop saying me gusta for everything. There are other synonyms. You can say me encanta, me fascina. Or you can say prefiero. For this question, ¿qué prefieres comprar? I prefer to buy fashionable clothing, right? Jewelry, clothes, and accessories. Okay, in these. So when we talk about grandes tiendas, we're talking about those big stores. All right? Yes, signature stores. Like some of us, well, Maxi are some local stores that people abroad may go to, and even for shoes, and so Payless, of course, is one, right? And for those abroad, they're not coming to, so JC, Penny, and so on. Yes, those. So let us now look at another question.
Háblame de las ofertas y descuentos en estas tiendas.
So what are you required to do here? So since you that would be a follow-up question. Good. So why do we like to shop at these stores? So you may be asked a question if you're asked the first one. So what are the discounts? So when you hear about ofertas, descuentos, you hear about ganga, right? Regateo, they're all talking about bargain, sale, discounts, okay? Very good. So you have to talk along those lines. Now look at a possible response here.
En estas tiendas, a menudo hay ofertas especiales como compra uno, llévate otro gratis, o descuentos por tiempo limitado.
Excelente. So we know that Payless is very popular for this one. Compra uno, llévate otro gratis. Buy one, get one free. The BOGO sale, right? Yes, so you can mention that. So look, pay attention to this vocabulary and practice, students. Please practice, okay? Or you can get discounts at a limited time. You say limited time only, right? So now let's move on to some other questions. Remember, the aim of this is to just familiarize you with vocabulary to help you in responding to the questions, all right?
¿Cuál es tu opinión sobre las compras en línea versus las compras en tiendas físicas?
Excelente. All right, so what is your opinion, or what do you think about online shopping as opposed to versus shopping face-to-face or physically? All right, so let us see some possible responses.
Creo que las compras en línea son más convenientes porque puedes hacerlas desde casa y comparar precios fácilmente.
Excelente. Look at the expressions, all right? Son más convenientes. You can just say that. Creo que las compras en línea son más convenientes. Or you can elaborate and go more. Or you can say, creo que las compras en línea son más convenientes porque puedes hacerlas desde casa. Or you can say, porque puedes comparar precios fácilmente. All right? Excelente. So now, lo siento. Let us look at another way we could respond to this question.
Prefiero las compras en tiendas físicas porque me gusta ver y tocar los productos antes de comprarlos.
Excelente. So for those of you who prefer to shop at a physical store, you could give your reason by saying you like to feel the products. Yes, there are persons who like to feel, you know, and you discriminate and to see what you're getting, if you're getting value for your money. Good. Excelente. Excelente. Vamos a continuar.
¿Recomiendas hacer compras por internet?
So would you recommend this to anybody? Do you recommend shopping online? All right. Let's look at a possible response for this one.
Sí, porque es más conveniente y económico.
Or?
No, porque a veces no obtienes valor por tu dinero y el envío puede tardar un tiempo.
Yes, so true. That is one of the downfalls for me, one of the setbacks why I don't like to shop online. Because sometimes you don't get value for your money. No obtienes valor por tu dinero. And sometimes the shipping takes a long time. All right? The shipping takes a long time. Look at how you say this. El envío puede tardar un tiempo. Okay. Now let us look at another question.
¿Qué día te gusta ir de compras?
Some responses.
Me gusta ir los sábados porque obtengo mejores ofertas y hay mucho más que ver.
Excelente.
¿Quién hace las mejores compras en tu casa? Mi hermana, mi mamá, mi papá, es él, experta, experto en compras, soy él, experto, experta en compras.
Excellent. So if it's your mother, your sister, your father, whoever it is, you say that. And remember, all right, the agreement between, for example, the adjective and the noun. So here we are looking at the article. So if you're gonna say la, okay, la, you know you have to say experta if you're referring to hermano or mamá. But if it's papa, you say el experto. Okay, excelente. Always remember those things. Vamos a continuar.
¿Cuántas veces compras verduras para tu casa? Las compro cada semana, cada día. Las compro 2 veces por semana.
Excelente. All right. So giving you some time to just look at the question here, look at the possible response. All right, students? Muy bien. Now let us look at another question.
¿Qué tipo de artículos compra tu mamá para el regalo de fin de año?
And I know that's a time many of us look forward to, okay? Yes, for those of you who celebrate Christmas. So let us look at a possible response.
Ella compra joyas, ropa, cosméticos y artículos para el hogar.
Muy bien.
¿Qué día prefieres ir de compras?
All right, and I'm going to look at this response. Okay, so we could respond by saying, prefiero los miércoles o los lunes porque hay menos ajetreo y bullicio, lo siento, es menos agitado y no hay mucha gente en las calles. All right, prefiero los miércoles. I know that for some, in Jamaica especially, I think Thursday, yes, well, no, Thursday is a busy day, yes, Thursday and Saturday. But days like Wednesday and Mondays, and even Tuesdays too, martes, right? It's not a lot of hustle and bustle. Okay, so ajetreo, and there's an asterisk beside this, ajetreo y bullicio, that means hustle and bustle. Okay, all right. Muy bien.
Para ti, ¿Hacer las compras es una diversión o una tarea? Es una diversión porque a mí me gusta. Es una tarea porque lo hago por compulsión.
Okay, so if it is that it's something that you like, you say, es una diversión porque a mí me gusta. Es una tarea porque lo hago por compulsión. So,
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Yo también.
That's the
So,
best part.
yes. So, para mí es una diversión porque a mí me gusta. Right. Then some of us, especially men don't like to shop. So the boys maybe would not find this amusing at all. So it's more out of, obligation while they do it. Yes. So we are now at another section, another theme, which is
El hogar y la familia.
Muy bien. Home and family. Now here are some questions. Yes.
¿Con
Take it
cuál
for us.
miembro de tu familia compartes tus secretos? Mi, for example, papá, mi mamá, porque es muy confidencial y honesto y honesta, confiable, leal, fiable, sincera, sincero.
Muy bien. And you realize, so based on who we're talking about, the adjective must agree. Good. So if it's mamá or hermana or prima, tía, honesta. Papá, hermano, tío, honesto. Sincero. All right. And these words here, confiable, leal, fiable, they all mean the same thing. Fiable, trustworthy, loyal, and so on. Confiable. Yes, they all mean the same thing. Okay? Excelente. Let's look at another question now.
¿Me describes un día típico en casa con la familia?
Excelente. Can you describe a typical day at home with your family? So a typical day at home with your family. What is that like? All right, so let's look at some possible responses here.
Desayunamos, hacemos tareas domésticas y pasamos el resto del día en la sala de estar viendo una película o en el patio jugando.
Muy bien. So this could be a possible response. All right, sometimes a typical day, everybody gets together at lunchtime, dinner time, or yes, lunchtime too. So it could be cenamos if it's dinner time, or if it's lunchtime, you say almorzamos, okay? So we have breakfast, we do chores, and we spend the rest of the day in the living room watching TV or watching a movie or in the yard playing, all right? Yes, so you could answer. This is just some ways in which you could answer. You can modify according to your like and taste. All right, or your reality. Vamos a continuar. I hope that we are helping you here, guys. We just want to provide you with some vocabulary as was mentioned before. Okay, let's continue.
¿Con quién te llevas mejor en tu familia? ¿Por qué?
All right. Of course, this question is asking who you get along well within your family and why. Okay, so now let's look at some possible responses. But you can also type yours in the chat. We welcome your responses and we will respond, of course. All right.
Me llevo mejor con mi hermana, con mi hermano, porque siempre jugamos juntos, juntas, y nos entendemos muy bien.
Right. Very good. So, y nos entendemos muy bien. Of course, we understand each other. All right. Very well. Perfecto. So look at how you answer that question. Me llevo. All right, not yo llevo, me llevo. Okay, so the key to the question, students, you listen to the verbs. The who are the what. All right, those are the key. The verbs, the who are the what in the question. And so if you hear the reflexive verbs, of course, like you say, the te llevas, of course, you're going to respond by saying me. So when you hear te, you respond by saying me. Don't say yo. Okay? Excelente. Vamos a continuar.
Prefiero a mi papá, a mi mamá, porque me ayuda con mis tareas y siempre está dispuesta a escucharme cuando tengo problemas.
Excelente. So here we're giving you another way of responding to this very same question, and it means the same thing. So you can say, I prefer my mother or father, my father or mother, because he or she helps me with homework and is always willing. So look at this expression here. Está dispuesto o está dispuesta, willing, to be willing, all right? Está dispuesto o es dispuesta a escucharme cuando tengo problemas. Right, muy bien. Oh, lo siento, I'm going backwards. Let's continue, vamos a continuar.
¿Quién es la persona más talentosa que conoces y por qué?
And let's look at a possible response, and I will take that one for you.
Cuéntame de una experiencia inolvidable que tuviste con tu familia.
Muy bien, so for the first question, ¿quién es la persona más talentosa que conoces y por qué? So a possible response could be, la persona es mi madre porque sabe hacer de todo. O toca varios instrumentos musicales, sabe cocinar delicioso y siempre está dispuesta a ayudar a los demás con cualquier problema. So whoever the person is, madre, padre, mamá, papá,
Yes.
depende, okay? So these are responses you can think of. Muy bien. And for the second question, a possible response could be, go ahead.
El día que fuimos a Disney World y sacamos fotos con Mickey Mouse. Una vez fuimos a la montaña y pasamos todo el día juntos, explorando y disfrutando de la naturaleza. Fue increíble.
Excelente. So, estudiantes, please pay attention. Presten atención, okay, to these expressions that you can use. All right? Get familiarized with them. Thank you. All right, so let us continue. So this question, this is asking, or it's, so tell me about an unforgettable experience that you had with your family. So this is a follow-up to a question, all right? So you can answer along these lines, okay? Excelente. Now let's continue.
¿Cuál es tu receta familiar favorita y por qué?
Possible response.
Mi receta familiar favorita es el arroz con pollo porque me recuerda a las cenas felices en familia.
All right, muy bien. Another response could be,
me encanta el pastel de chocolate de mi mamá porque siempre lo hace con mucho amor y está delicioso.
Excelente. All right, so here, many persons in Jamaica, of course, rice and chicken. It's my favorite, rice and chicken. All right, because it reminds me. That's what you're saying. Porque me recuerda las cenas felices. Those happy times, happy dinner times, you know, in the family. That's what you're basically saying. Or me encanta el pastel de chocolate. Of course, chocolate cake. My mother's chocolate cake. All right. Because she makes it with so much love and it's delicious. Excelente. Vamos a continuar. All right, let's look at some more questions. Did we miss something? Yes. Oh, yeah.
There is another answer.
Yes.
Me gusta el pollo a la barbacoa porque es picante y me encantan las especias.
Muy bien. ¿Te gusta el pollo a la barbacoa, Oslady?
No, but if you prepare it for me, I love it.
Okay.
I don't want it to cook.
Oh, it takes too much time, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I like it, but I prefer pollo frito.
Yes.
All right, yes. Pero me gusta, me gusta también. All right, vamos a continuar. So, a la barbacoa, of course, students, that's barbecue chicken, okay? So if you're saying curry chicken, you would say pollo al curry. All right, pollo al curry. Okay, right.
¿Cómo celebra tu familia una ocasión especial?
Possible response to this. Us lady? Us lady, are you muted? We're not hearing you. All right, so I'm going to respond. Mi familia celebra con una gran cena en casa. Or vamos a un restaurante especial para festejar. Or you can say celebrar también. Festejar y celebrar son sinónimos. Preparamos una fiesta con música y baile en el jardín o patio. Excelente. Now let's look at another question. ¿Cómo ayudas a tu mamá en la casa? So possible ways of responding to this. A veces, preparo las comidas, saco la basura, quito el polvo de los muebles, plancho la ropa, frego o lavo los platos, limpio la casa. All right? So sometimes o algunas veces, preparo las comidas, saco la basura, quito el polvo de los muebles. So I dust the furniture, plancho la ropa, iron the clothes o lavo la ropa, frego, lavo los platos, limpio la casa. Vamos a continuar.
Describe una tradición interesante que observa tu familia.
Possible response.
Una tradición interesante que observa mi familia es celebrar el Día de los Héroes Nacionales, donde recordamos a nuestros héroes queridos fallecidos.
Yes, and whatever the occasion is, you can mention that, all right? For some of us, it's National Heroes Day, where we remember our heroes who have died, okay? Yes, so you could respond along that line if that is the reason or that's what fits you. Okay, so whatever it is, you know, you just adjust your responses accordingly. Now let's look at another response.
Una tradición que disfrutamos mucho es hacer una cena especial y abrir regalos en la Navidad.
And I'm sure that's the favorite for most persons, yes. All right. So here we have some more questions. The last one, of course.
¿Cuáles vacaciones prefiere tu familia? ¿Las de Navidad o las de verano?
All right, so let us look at some possible responses now.
Mi familia prefiere las vacaciones de verano porque podemos viajar a la playa y pasar tiempo juntos al aire libre.
Excelente. All right. So, so which holidays do you prefer? Christmas or summer holidays? That's what the question is basically asking. So look at this expression. Remember this one, aire libre. So when you hear al aire libre, so talking about open doors, all right? Outdoors, sorry, outdoors. Things that you like to do outdoors. So think about the things that you like to do outdoors. Horseback riding, playing football, cricket, volleyball, netball, those things, and so on. Whatever it is that you do outdoors, picnic, hiking, etc. All right? So let us look at another response.
Nos encantan las vacaciones de Navidad porque podemos reunirnos con familiares y amigos cercanos y disfrutar de la temporada festiva.
Excelente. All right. So if it is that you prefer the Christmas holidays, you look at why. So you can meet with your family and friends, your close family and friends, and enjoy the festive season. All right. Excelente. Vamos a continuar en una otra, lo siento, en otra sección. And this one is
La escuela y la carrera.
excelente. School and career. All right, so now let us look at some questions.
¿Cuáles son las asignaturas más difíciles para ti?
Muy bien. So think about it and respond. Let us see your responses in the chat, please. So now we are going to look at a possible way of responding to this question. All right, so we could say,
Para mí, las asignaturas más difíciles son los idiomas. Me cuestan, encuentro difíciles porque no entiendo. Me siento abrumado por las asignaturas de ciencias y me cuesta concentrarme en ellas.
excelente. All right, students, so you can say para mí, all right? That's an expression we can use. Las asignaturas más difíciles son los idiomas. Me cuestan. En este caso, me cuestan, if you're going to say los idiomas, all right? Or you can say, la asignatura más difícil es, por ejemplo, el inglés. Porque me cuesta, all right? Or you can respond by saying, me cuesta, or me cuestan, and you name the subjects, all right? So if you're talking about more than one, you say me cuestan, and you name the subjects. Or if it's one subject, you say me cuesta el inglés, for example, all right? So me cuesta here, it is saying it is hard. That's what you're saying. That's an expression, idiomatic expression. Me cuesta, when you're talking about subjects, it's hard, all right? It is hard. That's what you're saying, or it is difficult, all right? Or you can say encuentro las matemáticas difíciles, o encuentro la historia difícil porque no entiendo, or me siento abrumado. I feel overwhelmed por las asignaturas de ciencias, or whatever it is, or me cuesta concentrarme en ellas. It is hard to focus on them, all right? Next question.
¿Qué asignatura, qué materia te gusta estudiar?
All right, so if you see asignatura, or if you hear rather, asignatura or materia, they both mean the same, son synonymous. All right, so let us look at some possible responses.
Me gusta, me fascina, me encanta estudiar las matemáticas, el inglés, las ciencias, la informática.
All right. Another way of responding could say,
Disfruto estudiando, me agrada aprender, me agrada estudiar.
Excelente. So make note of these vocabulary words, students. You can say disfruto or me agrada, aprender o estudiar. All right? I like. That's another way of saying me agrada. I like, right? I like to learn or study whatever the subject is, or enjoy studying, or you can say disfruto aprendiendo, whatever the subject is. All right? Vamos a continuar.
¿A qué colegio, a qué escuela asistes, vas?
Right. Colegio, escuela, same thing. Asistes, attend, vas, go. All right? So let's look at some possible responses.
Asisto al colegio secundario, a la escuela secundaria.
All right. So if you're going to use colegio secundario, escuela secundaria. And remember, asisto a. All right? So asisto al colegio because colegio es masculino. Asisto a la escuela porque escuela es femenino. All right? Or for using,
voy al colegio secundario técnico de Kingston.
for example, all right, I go to Kingston Technical High School. All right, another way of responding,
soy miembro, soy estudiante de la escuela secundaria, del colegio secundario.
And whatever the school is. Okay. All right. So look at these ways of responding. So instead of saying voy, you can say soy miembro o soy estudiante de la escuela or del colegio secundario. All right, and you give the name of the school. Excellent. Guys, I know you're going to do well, all right? Don't worry, just keep practicing. And please watch this video and pay attention to the new vocabulary that you have learned and put them into practice. Pay attention to the tips, and I'm sure you will improve and you can only get better. Okay, let's look at some more questions.
¿Cómo viajas al colegio, a la escuela cada día? Viajo, voy a la escuela, al colegio en taxi, autobús, carro, auto.
Excelente. All right, and that is quite easy to understand.
¿Qué tipo de comidas se sirven en tu escuela, colegio? En mi escuela se sirven comidas variadas como arroz, pollo, ensaladas y frutas. En mi colegio podemos encontrar comidas como hamburguesas, sándwiches, papas fritas y jugos naturales.
So those are some examples, all right, of how you can respond to that question. Look at the foods that are offered there. What foods are served at your school? All right, excelente. So we
¿Qué
have
es lo
another
que
one.
más te gusta de tu escuela?
So think about it and write that in the chat for us, students. Write for us, please. Gracias. Okay, so here's a possible response.
Lo que más me gusta de mi escuela es el ambiente amigable entre los estudiantes y los profesores.
Excelente. All right. So you like the friendly atmosphere, ambiente amigable. All right. Another way.
Me encanta participar en las actividades extracurriculares que ofrece la escuela.
Muy bien. All right. A continuar.
Si fueras la directora, el director, ¿qué cambios harías en tu escuela?
All right.
Si fuera la directora, me aseguraría de mejorar las instalaciones deportivas y recreativas para que los estudiantes puedan disfrutar de un ambiente más activo y saludable.
Muy bien. All right, so you'll see the asterisk there. Instalaciones means facilities, okay? So if I were the principal, I would make sure to improve the sporting facilities, sporting and recreational activities so that students can enjoy what? An active ambience, right? Can enjoy themselves in an active ambience or environment, that and an active and healthy environment rather. Okay, yes. Let us continue with another response.
Como director, implementaría programas de tutoría para ayudar a los estudiantes que necesitan apoyo adicional en sus estudios y promover una cultura de aprendizaje inclusiva y colaborativa.
Excelente. So look at this. You can pick out some. You don't have to elaborate and say as much, but these are ways we're providing you of how you can answer to these questions. All right, so to familiarize you with new vocabulary, to enhance your vocabulary, students. If you put in the work, of course, you can do it. Okay, all right. Excelente. Let's continue. Vamos a continuar.
¿A qué te dedicarás cuando termines tus estudios secundarios? ¿Qué vas a hacer cuando termines la escuela secundaria?
All right, so both questions are asking the same thing. What are you going to do after you leave school? All right, so possible ways of answering this question. You can say,
Me dedicaré al estudio del derecho. Voy a estudiar la medicina. Me gustaría ir al colegio para maestros.
all right, so like to study medicine or law, del derecho law. Voy a estudiar la medicina. I'm going to study medicine, or I'd like to go to teacher's college. All right. Another way of responding.
Estudiaré para ser, voy a estudiar para ser, me dedicaré a estudiar para ser docente.
Right.
Teacher.
Yes. So for example, here the answer is complete. So I will study to be a teacher, okay? Or I will study to be, or I'm going to study to be. So look at the different ways. But you know that literally saying I'll dedicate myself to study, but you know, and when translated, I will study to be a teacher. Excelente. So look at the different ways. You can say estudiaré para ser, o voy a estudiar para ser, or me dedicaré a, and then you complete your sentence. All right, so let us look at 2 more questions in this category and look at some possible responses.
¿Qué instalaciones hay en tu escuela, colegio? ¿Tiene tu escuela, colegio?
All right, so if you hear ¿qué instalaciones tiene tu escuela o colegio? ¿Qué instalaciones hay en tu escuela, colegio? Same thing. All right, so let us get some possible responses.
I can see the answer there in the corner.
Okay, voy a leer. En mi escuela hay aulas de clases, laboratorios de ciencias y una biblioteca. Por ejemplo, just give an example. Mi colegio tiene un gimnasio, canchas deportivas y un auditorio para eventos. All right?
¿Qué tiene de especial? ¿Qué tiene único tu escuela? Lo especial de mi escuela es que tiene un programa de intercambio cultural con estudiantes de otros países. Lo único de mi escuela es que ofrece clases de arte y música todos los días.
All right. So whatever applies to you, you just, fit that in accordingly. All right. So lo especial de, or the special thing about my school, that it has cultural interchange program with students from other countries. Some schools in Jamaica have that for sure. All right. What is special or unique about my school is that it offers art and music class every day. So whatever it is that's unique to you, you apply. Muy bien, vamos a continuar. So now we are looking at
la rutina diaria.
Muy bien. Empezamos.
¿A qué hora te levantas? ¿A qué hora te despiertas todos los días? Me levanto, me despierto a las 5 de la mañana.
All right. So you can say en la mañana or you can say de la mañana. Both can work. All right? Muy bien. Next question. I'll read this one.
¿Qué haces por la mañana antes de ir a la escuela?
All right, so I will read the response for this one. Okay. Me cepillo los dientes, o me baño, me desayuno, me visto y luego me voy. All right? So those are things you can say depending on what it is that you do, okay, before you leave before you go to school. All right? Let's continue.
¿Qué haces los fines de semana?
So we can say, salgo con mis amigos, o hago mis tareas escolares y domésticas, voy de compras conmigo, depende, paso tiempo con mis amigos. So you just write what applies to you, okay? Muy bien. Next question.
¿Qué haces los sábados por la noche?
And a possible response could be, veo una película con mi familia, y hablo con mis amigos en WhatsApp o navego la red o miro o veo videos en TikTok. That's what these young people do nowadays. Everybody's on TikTok watching videos and you chat with your friends at night. So yes, these are possible ways of responding to a question like this. Okay, vamos a continuar.
¿Cuál sería tu rutina ideal?
So it could be
Después de la escuela. The problem is that the corner is busy there.
Okay, voy a leerlo. Después de la escuela, me uniría a un grupo de escalada o senderismo. Me encanta explorar nuevos lugares y desafiar mis límites físicos. That's for the boys, of course. They like to challenge. For example, my son, he does that a lot. He likes to give himself some physical challenges. Yes, boys tend to do that a lot. Some crazy exercises. They will challenge themselves with some things, I tell you. All right. Let us look at another response.
En mi rutina ideal, tendría tiempo para relajarme, hacer cosas que me gustan y también cumplir con mis responsabilidades escolares y familiares.
So your ideal routine would be to what? Have time to relax, right? To do things that you like, and also to do your school work, of course, and your familiar chores, all right? Your familial chores. Good. All right, so let's continue. I'll ask this question. Okay, and you can do the response. Gracias. ¿Cuál es el medio de transporte que usas frecuentemente?
Yo suelo usar el autobús, el taxi para ir a la escuela y moverme por la ciudad.
Excelente. So we use suelo when we want to say usually. Okay, so if you want to say I usually use the bus, or you can say yo suelo tomar. It's okay. No, profesora, can say yo suelo tomar el autobús, taxi,
Yes.
sí. Right. All right, so you're saying I usually, because it's something you normally do, okay?
Yes.
All right. Let's look at another response.
Utilizo mi bicicleta con regularidad, especialmente cuando quiero hacer ejercicio y disfrutar del aire libre.
Excelente.
¿Qué haces antes de acostarte durante la semana escolar?
All right, so I am going to respond. Voy a responder. All right. Me preparo para la cama cepillándome los dientes y duchándome. All right. That's one way of, so whatever it is that you do before you go to bed, you answer accordingly. Okay. During the school week. All right. Next question.
¿A qué hora sales de casa cada día para ir a la escuela?
Voy a responder. Normalmente salgo a las, o voy a la escuela a las, depende la hora. You just say it accordingly. All right? Muy bien. Vamos a continuar.
¿Qué piensas de la influencia de la televisión sobre los jóvenes?
Possible response. Creo que la televisión puede tener tanto influencias positivas como negativas en los jóvenes. Depende de lo que elijan ver y cómo lo interpreten. All right. Interpreten. Gracias, profesora. I know I was doing something wrong. Interpreten. Gracias. All right. Happy to have my Hispanic by my side. Okay, now let us look at another response.
Creo que la televisión puede ser una herramienta educativa importante si se utilizan programas y documentales adecuados, pero también puede influir negativamente si se consumen programas poco saludables o violentos.
Right, so we're looking at the pros and the cons, okay? All right, so pay attention to these estudiantes, herramienta, that means
¿Qué
tool.
piensas de la influencia de la televisión sobre los jóvenes?
Creo que la televisión puede tener tanto influencias positivas como negativas en los jóvenes. Depende lo que elijan ver y cómo lo interpreten. Interpreten, profe, interpreten.
Interpreten. Interpreten.
Interpreten. Gracias.
Yes.
Interpreten. That word is a troublesome one for me. Interpreten. Gracias. O you can say, creo que la televisión puede ser una herramienta educativa importante si se utilizan programas y documentales adecuados, pero también puede influir negativamente si se consumen programas poco saludables o violentos. So you're looking at the pros and cons, okay? All right. Muy bien. Herramienta means tool, all right? Herramienta educativa, okay? Educational tool. Excelente. Okay, let's continue.
Okay. ¿Cómo se dividen? ¿Cómo se comparten los quehaceres en la casa?
Possible response?
En casa, todos ayudamos con las tareas. Cada uno tiene cosas diferentes que hacer, como lavar los platos, limpiar la sala o sacar la basura.
Excelente. So you're just looking at the different things that persons have to do in your family. Muy bien. All right. And another way we could look at this?
Nos organizamos con un horario. Así, todos sabemos qué tenemos que hacer cada día. Trabajamos juntos para mantener la casa limpia y bonita, ordenada.
Excelente. So here, students, these are options, ways of responding. So you can take one or two out of each, okay? Depende de la situación contigo. All right, so vamos a continuar. And now we are at the final theme. And
De
it
viaje.
is excelente.
De viaje. I love
Yes,
it.
me too. Yo también. All right, so travel. And our first question in this segment is,
Cuando visitas nuevos lugares, ¿qué te gusta hacer?
all right, so let's see if you like to do what some of us like to do. Okay, please type your response in the chat. All right.
Me gusta probar la comida y visitar los lugares de interés.
Yes, that's what I like to do, because I'm a food enthusiast. Yes. Okay. All right. So let us look at the other question. So whatever your situation is, students, you just put it right there. Okay. Remember, we're giving you possible ways of answering, and we are helping you to improve your vocabulary. All right. So we're hoping that we are helping you out a big time here. All right. So next question. ¿Qué lugares interesantes te gustaría visitar en el futuro? All right. Us lady.
Me gustaría visitar, ir a Blue Lagoon, Londres, Parque Nacional Cahuita en Costa Rica, la Torre Eiffel en París.
Excelente. Oh, an accent is missing from here and from
Yes.
Londres. Lo siento. All right, these things do happen. All right.
No,
so,
Londres have no stress.
No?
No.
Okay, gracias. Sí, so nos falta un acento sobre la I.
Yes.
Okay, gracias, profe. All right, so Eiffel Tower, that's my dream place, And I'd also like to go to the National Park in Costa Rica, Cahuita. Yes, I've heard about it, and so I'd love to go
So
there.
teachers, sorry, how do you pronounce Blue Lagoon?
Yeah,
Is that
Lagoon.
correct?
Lagoon.
All right.
Yes. Blue Lagoon. Yes. In Jamaica. It's in Portland.
Oh.
See. It's a very famous place, one of the James Bond's movies was filmed there. There's one of the scenes was filmed there.
Good.
Blue Lagoon, yeah. And they have the movie Blue Lagoon too.
All right.
Yes. All right, so let's continue.
Cuando viajas, ¿Prefieres hospedarte con familia o en un hotel? Prefiero hospedarme con familia porque es más económico. Me quedo en un hotel porque tengo más privacidad y no tengo que compartir el baño.
So students, if you come across this and oh Lord, and we're here, hospedarme or hospedarte. All right, so you can say it's the same thing as quedarse. All right, so if you hear hospedarte or quedarte, or you can say alojar, it's the same thing. No, profe? Alojar, see?
Yes.
Quedar.
Alojamiento is the place where you can be.
Right. So they're all saying the same thing. So to lodge or to stay, okay? I prefer to stay or to lodge with family. And you give a reason, or I prefer to stay at a hotel, or me quedo en un hotel, right? Okay. Okay, let's look at another question now.
¿Cómo pasaste tus vacaciones durante la pandemia?
All right, and I will look at the response for this. Durante la pandemia, the accent is missing over pasé. All right, durante la pandemia, pasé mis vacaciones explorando lugares naturales cercanos y haciendo actividades al aire libre con mi familia o aprendiendo nuevas habilidades en línea. That's what I did. I did that a lot. Yes. So these are ways, possible ways of responding, estudiantes. Okay, let's continue.
¿Qué lugar interesante o país visitaste para tus vacaciones de Navidad el año pasado?
Excellent. Now, a possible response to this.
Fui a Aruba, a las cataratas del Niágara, a Blue Lagoon y me divertí mucho.
Excellent. So you name the place that you went to and you can say, y me divertí mucho. I had a lot of fun. All right? Yes, simple way of responding. Or you could say,
no salí de casa. Me quedé en casa y no visité ningún lugar especial. Solo fui al campo.
Right. Okay. So please pay attention to the vocabulary and the ways of responding, estudiantes. Let's go. We have 5 more to go.
¿Qué tipo de transporte tomaste para ir allí? Tomé un avión para ir a. Utilicé un autobús para llegar a. Viajé en coche hasta Blue Lagoon.
So that's a complete response. For example, viajé en coche hasta Blue Lagoon. So these are possible ways of responding. And this question would be a follow-up question to the previous one asked. Okay? Let's look at another way of responding.
No necesité tomar transporte, ya que me quedé en casa.
Excelente. Or?
Caminé. No usé ningún transporte.
Excelente. All right. Let's go to the other question.
¿Has viajado al exterior recientemente? ¿Dónde?
Excelente.
Sí, recientemente viajé a un país extranjero. El exterior. Fui a México y visité Cancún, Monterrey y Riviera Maya.
All right. There should be a slash between exterior y extranjero. Yes. Typographical error there. Nice. Okay.
That's why I didn't read it.
Yes.
I didn't understand it well.
Yes. So there should be a slash here. So you could say
el exterior,
or
extranjero.
Extranjero.
Right.
Muy bien.
Yes.
All right. So when you hear exterior, estudiantes, it's same thing as extranjero. All right, you're talking about a foreign country, okay?
Overseas.
Or you could say,
no he viajado al extranjero recientemente, pero estoy planeando un viaje a España para ver el próximo verano.
Muy bien. All right. Vamos a continuar.
¿Conociste algún nuevo amigo?
So did you meet any new friends? All right.
Sí, conocí a alguien nuevo durante mi viaje. Conocí a una persona muy interesante en un tour por la ciudad. We mean gira, recorrido.
Sí, sí.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I will repeat. Conocí a una persona muy interesante en un
Un
recorrido por
recorrido.
la ciudad.
Mhm. Right. Excelente. Right. Let me just, I'm going to write it. Right here. Oh my God.
What is it?
All right.
That's the word. Polar.
I'm trying. Oh my God. My penmanship is so bad. Oh my God. Here we go. It's O, okay, guys? This is an O. And here goes an I. All right.
Yeah,
So, en un tour o recorrido. All right.
yeah.
Excelente. Okay. Muy bien. All right. No, it's
No,
covered.
no tuve la oportunidad de conocer a nuevos amigos durante mi viaje. Me centré más en explorar los lugares y disfrutar del tiempo por mi cuenta.
Muy bien. All right. So centre here, it's same thing as focused. All right. I focused more on exploring places. All right. Next question. Mhm.
¿En qué estaciones prefieres viajar?
Possible response.
Prefiero viajar en primavera y otoño porque el clima suele ser más agradable y hay menos turistas.
Mhm. That's one way of responding, and we could say, me gusta viajar en invierno para disfrutar de actividades como esquiar o hacer snowboard. Or we could say, prefiero el verano porque hay más actividades festivas y al aire libre en verano. All right. And the last question.
¿Prefieres viajar solo o en grupo?
Possible way of responding.
Prefiero viajar en grupo porque es más divertido compartir experiencias con amigos o familiares.
Excelente, oh.
A veces disfruto de la libertad de viajar solo, sola, para explorar a mi propio ritmo.
Muy bien. And that's it for today. So we're going to give you some bonus questions, okay? But we're out of time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let these questions be audio. So you're not going to see anything. You're just going to hear the audio, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to listen. All right. So we'll do a follow-up on this, and we'll announce when you can join me, where I'm going to ask you some questions and you respond. All right, by typing your comments in the chat. Gracias. Gracias por su tiempo con nosotros, con nosotras. And we hope that you have enjoyed your time with us and that you have learned a lot from us. We wish you all the best and we want you to do well. So keep practicing, students. All right, keep practicing. And remember the tips that we gave you before we started this exercise. Remember that the sole purpose of this video was to provide you with vocabulary to help you respond and help prepare you for your oral exams. So we just want to widen your vocabulary and we want you to set you at ease. Okay, the exam is not difficult. It's only difficult when you're not prepared. And remember, your assessors are not monsters. We're all here to help. They're just teachers, just like your teacher in the classroom. They're teachers, all right? And they mean you well. They're not there to fail you. So just do your best, keep practicing. All right, see you next time. And gracias again, Os Lady, for being here with us.
Por
All
nada.
right, okay.
It's a pleasure.
And
Es un placer.
see, and thanks to Yainka again for contributing some of the questions and responses. Adios. Hasta la próxima.
Adiós.